He kicked water at Josh and Ruth Rose. They splashed him back, and pretty soon all three were soaked. A few minutes later, they flopped down on the island's small beach. Dink took off his sneakers and wiggled his toes in the warm sand. "Let's eat," Josh said. He opened his backpack and brought out plastic bags holding sandwiches, slices of watermelon, and cookies. "I wonder what it would be like to be stranded on an island," he said. Dink chewed his sandwich. "Josh, we couldn't get stranded out here. All we'd have to do is wade back to shore." Josh had a faraway look in his eyes. "Yeah, but what if pirates buried treasure here?" he said. He dug a hole in the sand with his heel. "We could be sitting over a chest filled with gold." "I don't think there were any pirates in Connecticut," Ruth Rose pointed out. "Why not?" Josh asked. He gestured toward the vine-covered boulders in the center of the island. "This would be a perfect place for a pirate hideout." "Ahoy, mate," Dink said. Ruth Rose stood up. "I want to explore," she said. She walked toward the water. "I promised Nate I'd bring him a magic stone." "What's a magic stone?" Dink asked. He followed her to the water's edge. "This is." Ruth Rose held up a smooth, pure white pebble. "What makes it magic?" "Nate has a bunch of these in his room," Ruth Rose said. "My parents told him if he kept his room neat, the stones would turn into nickels." Josh joined Dink and Ruth Rose. He handed each of them a cookie. "And Nate believed them?" Ruth Rose grinned. "When Nate cleans his room, Mom sneaks in and takes one of the stones. She leaves a nickel in its place." The kids started walking along the shore. The sun felt hot on Dink's back, so he took off his shirt. "Hey guys, look!" Josh yelled. He was standing over a footprint. "Somebody else has been here." He grinned at Dink and Ruth Rose. Maybe it was Blackbeard. Dink stepped into the footprint. It was twice as big as his foot. "I don't know about Blackbeard," he said, "but whoever this was has really big feet." "Look, here's another one," Ruth Rose said, "and another." The kids followed the footprints away from the water. They led toward the boulders at the center of the island. The footprints stopped suddenly in front of a squat, vine-covered boulder. "That's funny," Dink said. "What'd the guy do, jump over these rocks?" "Maybe he walked around them," Josh said. Dink and Josh began to circle the boulders slowly, looking for more footprints. Ruth Rose started walking in the other direction. Suddenly, Dink heard her yell, "Hey guys, come over here, quick!" Dink and Josh ran back the way they'd come. "Look," Ruth Rose said, pointing down between her feet. Something green was poking out of the sand. "What is it?" Josh asked. "Money!" Ruth Rose yelled. Chapter 2. "A $10 bill," Josh said, grabbing the bill and holding it up. "Wrong," Dink said, plucking it out of Josh's fingers. "Count the zeros." Josh's mouth fell open. Ruth Rose's blue eyes got huge. Dink was holding a $100 bill. $100, Josh squeaked. He reached for the bill, but Dink quickly handed the money to Ruth Rose. "She found it," he said. "But who lost it?" Ruth Rose asked, shoving the bill into a pocket. Dink pointed to the footprints in the sand. "Maybe he did." The kids stared at the footprints. "Maybe he lost more," Josh said. "Let's search." The kids separated. With their eyes on the ground, they climbed over boulders and peeked under bushes. They found plenty of poison ivy, but no more $100 bills. "Hey guys, look at this," Dink called from near the water's edge. Josh and Ruth Rose ran to where he was standing. Dink pointed to a long patch of sand that was perfectly smooth. It looked as if someone had scraped a board over the sand, flattening all the little bumps. "I'll bet somebody came out here with a rowboat," Ruth Rose said. "This must be where they dragged it up on the beach." "I wonder if the same person who brought the boat made those footprints," Dink said, pulling his T-shirt back on. "And dropped that $100 bill," said Josh. Ruth Rose patted her pocket. "I don't know, but we have to try to find him." "Why?" Josh said, grinning. "Think of what we could buy with that money. Split 3 ways, of course." "Forget it, Josh," Ruth Rose said. "The money isn't ours."